Hey friends, Sleepy here, and welcome to a brand new collection video. Today we're going to take an updated look at my PlayStation 4 collection. I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation 4. It's an awesome console with a great library of games that I'm definitely looking to expand my collection. I've added some new games since last year when I filmed my last PlayStation 4 collection video. I've also downgraded and got rid of some titles. It was mostly doubles of games that I already owned for the Xbox One and Xbox Series X. There was no need to have The Witcher 3 on PS4 and the Xbox console, so I decided to get rid of the doubles that I had on PS4 and using that trade credit to get other PlayStation 4 games that I'd like to get later on. So I am looking to expand this collection, so if you guys do have suggestions of great games for PlayStation 4 you think I should add, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and enjoy. Alright guys, let's get started here. First up, we've got God of War 3 Remastered, which is really cool that they remastered God of War 3 from PlayStation 3, and then it was released here on PlayStation 4, so even more updated visual and graphics. I really love the God of War series, and God of War 3 was a really fun game. Highly recommend the PS4 version, it's awesome. Next up we have the Classics Collection Doom, which this has Doom, Doom 2, and Doom 3 in a collection physically for the PlayStation 4. The only console that got a physical release for this. I got this from Gamefly for a really good deal. Really happy to have this in the collection, as I love Doom and being able to play all these classic Doom games on my PS4. Awesome collection, highly recommend this one. Next up, I got the Game of the Year edition of Spider-Man, which came with some DLC. I got this used at a thrift store, and none of the DLC was used, so I was able to redeem the code and got all the DLC for the game for free, which was awesome. Love Spider-Man. This is a really good game. I definitely need to finish beating this so I can then also beat the sequel, the Spider-Man Miles Morales. Awesome game. And then here, I have Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales Launch Edition. This was another one I got at that same thrift store for a really good price. Once I beat that Spider-Man game, I then want to go through and beat this one, as I know there's also that new Spider-Man game that's either out or it's going to be coming out that looks really awesome. So definitely can't wait to play through this one. Next up we have Uncharted 4 A Thief's End. Love the Uncharted games. I've never got a chance to play Uncharted 4, so I do want to go back and play through the original 3 games and then eventually play through number 4. Awesome series. Definitely one I recommend for anybody who has a PlayStation collection. Get the Uncharted series. Really good. Next up we have The Last of Us Remastered. This was an awesome game on PlayStation 3, and so I have the PS4 version. I have not got a chance to play the PS4 Remastered version yet. My son has been playing through it, and he's close to beating it, and he's absolutely loving it. I would like to beat this, because I did beat it a couple times on PS3, but I'd like to beat the PS4 version, so glad to have that one. Next up I have a copy of Stray, which is a really cool game. Now this is the one that I got from Gamefly that was open so that I could play it. It did come with some cool little pack of art cards. This is a really fun little game where you get to play as a stray cat. The studio behind this actually studied the behavior of real cats so that they can make the in-game cat behave like a cat would in the real world. They actually had cats living with them in the game studio so they could study them. Really good game, really fun little puzzle game. Definitely recommend. I beat this last year and had a blast with it. But I also own the I Am 8-Bit collector's edition of this, which came with a cool little slipcover, which I'm leaving sealed, as I bought this to help support the devs. Really awesome game, love it. And so I've got one to play, and then I got my collector's edition copy here that I keep sealed. Fantastic game, highly recommend Stray, really awesome. It was released physically by I Am 8-Bit for PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. Now the PS4 versions here are harder to get, as it had a smaller print run, as the bigger print run for physical copies was on PlayStation 5. So really happy to have those in my PS4 collection. Next up I have a copy here of Arisen, and I got this from GameStop. Now it is brand new, but it was one of those where they had opened it up and they put the disc in that for me, but it was still brand new. I got this for 30 bucks. An amazing game. I have this on the Xbox 360, also on the Nintendo Switch, and I bought these when they were re-released for PS4 and the Nintendo Switch. They got very small print runs, and This game actually has like 4 different endings, so I wanted to beat the game at least 3 different times. So I'm going to beat one on the 360, then I'm going to beat it on the Switch, and then eventually beat it on the PS4. Really fun game, glad to have that. I have the Steelbook of God of War, which is really cool. I got this from my brother. Really good game. I played a little bit of it, but I definitely need to go through and beat it, as I have not got a chance to beat this God of War game, but it is really awesome. Really good game here on PlayStation 4. Next up we have Uncharted: The Lost Legacy, which I have never played before. My brother gave this to me after he beat it. He said he really enjoyed it, so definitely a good companion piece to the main series. Next up we have Infamous Second Son, which I had played one of the other Infamous games before. Never got a chance to play this one, but I did see my brother play it and it looked really fun, so definitely would like to check this one out. Next up we have a really cool game here called Helldivers Super Earth Ultimate Edition. It includes PS4, PS3, and PS Vita editions, all expansions plus 11 DLC packs and bonus weapons pack. So this was a cool little game. Played a little bit of it. It's really interesting. Definitely one I need to give some more time in. You can actually play with up to 4 players, and it got rated a 9 out of 10, but really fun game. I definitely recommend you guys check this one out. Next up we have Metal Max Xeno, which this is an interesting little RPG. So it says, human demise, tank salvation, a crazed AI is on the verge of wiping out humanity. Search the ravaged world for allies and refuge. All hope rests on this final uprising. So there's the original version of this game, as an NIS America title. Looked really cool, so I wanted to add it to my collection. I did want to go through and beat it. Did have kind of a small print run. And then I also got the Metal Max Xeno Reborn. So they re-released the game and added some new content and stuff to the game. So it's another one that I would like to beat after I beat the original version. Another one that also had a kind of a small print run, but definitely a really cool title I look forward to checking out. Next up we have Titan Quest, which I'm a huge fan of Titan Quest. I've played it on the Nintendo Switch, been playing it on my Xbox One. Really awesome game. This is an old PC game that's an isometric action RPG that they ported to the PlayStation 4, the Nintendo Switch, and Xbox One. Definitely recommend it on any of those 3 consoles. Plays fun. It's really awesome. It does have multiplayer where you can play with up to 6 players. Really good game. You can play locally with 2 players on one TV. Definitely a great game. There's also DLC for this as well, which expands the game and makes it even longer. And then next up here I have the Uncharted Nathan Drake collection. So this has all 3 of the Uncharted games for PS4. Uncharted Drake's Fortune, Uncharted 2 Among Thieves, and Uncharted 3 Drake's Deception. Now this is a PlayStation Greatest Hits version that I got from my brother, but it doesn't really bother me. I know some people kind of hate the collectors of Greatest Hits versions or Player's Choice or Platinum Hits or whatever it is. Me, I don't personally care. I just like having the game, and sometimes these Platinum Hits and Greatest Hits and PlayStation Hits, you know, some of these versions actually have the updated patches and stuff on the disc that the regular versions don't have, and sometimes they also include extra DLC and content the other versions don't carry. So for me personally, I don't care, just want to have the game in my collection. Next up we have Until Dawn, which my brother told me this is a really good game. He gave this to me. I have not got a chance to play it yet, but I have heard good things. My son has played through it and he really enjoyed it and beat it. He's actually working on beating it again, so I definitely would like to check this one out soon. Now I'm getting into my Warhammer 40,000 games, as I'm a huge fan of the Warhammer 40,000 universe. I got into it the last couple of years. I know my buddy Dean has really gotten into it, and so I've been picking up all the different video games released for Warhammer. So this is Warhammer 40,000 Shooters, Blood and Teeth. It's a really cool side-scrolling with art style, which you get to play as orcs. Really fun game. I did share this on my one of my weekly gaming playlist series several months ago. Really awesome game. I've got it for the Nintendo Switch as well, and that's the one I was playing it on, but I would like to go through and beat it on PS4 as well. Really good game. I highly recommend. If you're a fan of the Warhammer 40,000 universe, I recommend this. Just be aware though that this also got a small print run as well. Next up we have Warhammer 40,000 Death Watch, which this one plays a lot like the tabletop Warhammer 40,000. Definitely looking forward to eventually checking this out, but I do know it is really, really difficult, but it's really cool. Next up we have Space Hulk. Visions is actually still sealed. It's another Warhammer 40,000 game. Really awesome. Heard really good things about this. It is a single player only game, and it is also very difficult, but one I'm looking forward to playing eventually. I also got Space Hulk Ascension, so the sequel. It's another one that's also sealed. I will be opening these up eventually to play through them. Another one that I checked out some gameplay of, and it looked really awesome. Plays just like the first Space Hulk. And then I've also got Space Hulk Deathwing Enhanced Edition, which this is a first-person shooter Warhammer 40,000 game. An amazing game. I've played through about halfway of the game. I did share this last year in one of my weekly gaming playlist videos. I definitely need to resume playing it, but it's a really awesome game. You get to play as one of those big Terminator Space Marines, a huge dude. Really brutal, difficult game, but it's really fun and satisfying to kill all the Xenos in the game. Loving that one. Next up we have Metal Wolf Chaos XD, which this was a game that was released exclusively in Japan on the original Xbox, but they eventually ported it to modern consoles, and we got a PS4 version. I have one that's still sealed here. I am eventually going to open it, because you get to play as the President of the United States, and you get into mech, and you fight off terrorists and other enemies and stuff. Just a really ludicrous and crazy story, but it was really cool for the original Xbox, but it's super crazy expensive. But you can get the new versions for PS4. I think they might have been released digitally for Xbox One, but definitely one I would like to eventually open up and play, as it looked really awesome. Next up we have Days Gone, which this is a really cool zombie game. My brother gave this to me. He really enjoyed it. I have not got a chance to play much of it. I played it for a few minutes just to check it out, but it's definitely one I want to go through and play, because you have to fight these hordes of different zombies. It has a really great story. You get the open world. You can go around on a motorcycle and do side quests and missions and stuff. Really interesting game, exclusive to PlayStation 4. Highly recommend that one. Next up we have Nobunaba's Ambition Taishi, which this is a strategy game from Koei. Just looked really cool, and I'm a big fan of the Samurai Warriors and ancient China and Japan and stuff, so just definitely looked like a really fun title. Next up I have a Star Wars Jedi Knight collection. So this has Star Wars Jedi Knight 2 Jedi Outcast and Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy. Really cool. So they ported those old ones from the original Xbox and GameCube and stuff to PlayStation 4. I got this from GameFly for a really good deal. Really happy to have this, as I would like to go through and beat both of these games for the PS4. And then I also got the Star Wars Racer and Commando combo. So this has Star Wars Racer and Star Wars Republic Commando re-released for PS4. Two awesome Star Wars games that look really fantastic on the PlayStation 4. Another one I got from GameFly for a good price. Really happy to have that in the collection. Next up, we're getting into some of my Samurai Warriors, because I'm a big fan of Dynasty Warriors and those kind of games. So I've got Samurai Warriors, Spirits of Sonata. So this is really interesting. This is more of a story-based game than it is just, running from different map to map. Really cool game in the series. Definitely worth checking out. Next up we have Samurai Warriors 4, which I'm a big fan of the Samurai Warriors. And Samurai Warriors 4 is my favorite of the Samurai Warrior games that I own. Really awesome game with a great story and a ton of characters. Then they also released Samurai Warriors 4 2, where they added more characters and more story and stuff to the game. So I'm glad to have both versions. Really awesome game. I have not started this one yet, because I want to beat the first Samurai Warriors 4, and then I'll go through and beat this one. I also got Samurai Warriors 4 Empires, which I have played through some of the scenarios in this. I really love those Empire games, because it's kind of like it mixes strategy, where you pick and choose battles to go in. It's kind of like Risk, but mixed in with the Dynasty Warriors, Samurai Warriors formula. Really fun action game. Definitely recommend these. They're really good. I also got the Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends Complete Edition. They did have this released on PS3 originally, but then they eventually ported it to PlayStation 4, which got updated graphics, got the DLC and all the content in it. Awesome game. I love it. There's Berserk and the Band of the Hawk, if you guys have ever watched that anime. And this plays just like Dynasty Warriors. That's why I wanted to add it to my collection. It's another one with a kind of a small print run, so I was glad that I was able to get it from one of my local game stores for a really good price. And then we also have Warriors All-Stars, where this combines different characters from different series from Koei Tecmo and put it into like a Dynasty Warriors All-Star kind of game where it mixes these different games and their characters together in a world and has a unique little story and stuff for it. Definitely pretty cool. Alright, next up we have the Devil May Cry HD collection. So you get Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 3. So those old PlayStation 2 games were re-released for the PlayStation 4. I'm a huge fan of the Devil May Cry games. I beat all 3 of them on the PS2 originally, but I have never played the PS4 version, so I would love to check it out. Next up I have the Day 1 edition of Dragon Quest Builders, which my brother gave to me. He said it was really fun being able to build a world and then go through the Dragon Quest story. And this included some extra little goodies, so that would look kind of neat. And then he also gave me Dragon Quest Builders 2, the sequel. So I would like to eventually go through and play through both of these titles. If you guys have played through them, let me know your guys' thoughts on them, but they look cool. Tales of... let's see... Berseria? Something like that. Just a little action RPG that I found that looked kind of cool, and it was priced really well, so I would like to eventually check this out and see how it is. Looks interesting, though. The Order 1886, I heard a lot of good things about this. I heard some bad things. It is exclusive to PlayStation 4. I would like to eventually play it and check it out. As like I said, I heard mixed things, but I'd like to play it for myself. But I remember this was hyped pretty extreme for a long time. But I'm not sure how well it is. If you guys have played it, let me know. Next up we have Death Stranding, which my brother just really couldn't get into, so he gave it to me. I have not played it, but I heard it's like a walking simulator, people called it, and just really bizarre and just odd kind of game, but it does look kind of cool, and I would like to check it out for myself. Next up we have Death's Gambit, which I got this from Gamefly. It is a 2D side-scroll like adventure game. Just looked really cool. I heard it can be kind of difficult, but it looked awesome, so I would like to eventually play through this. Next up we've got Tokiden Kiwami, another Koei Tecmo title. I heard really good things about this. I got this from GameStop for a good price. Looks cool, and looks like it might actually be a re-release of a game that maybe was released on the PlayStation 3 or something, because it said that it includes different content and stuff. It also has crossplay with the PlayStation Vita version, it says. So that looks kind of neat. Just look kind of cool. Don't know much about it, but it's one I would like to explore and check out. Next up here is one I got from my brother. I got Horizon Zero Dawn, which this one looked really cool. And then eventually he did give me Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition, which has all the DLC, so I have both versions of the game. I would love to play through this one, as I heard great things about it. I've heard a lot of negative stuff, that people really didn't like the sequel to Horizon, whatever that other one was. Next up we've got the deluxe edition of Those Who Remain, which this includes postcards and a digital comic book. I still have it brand new and sealed. It's a little horror adventure first-person game that looked really cool. Got a kind of a small print run. I pre-ordered this from GameStop when it came out, so I will eventually open it and check it out, as I would like to play and beat it, as I watched one of my buddies on YouTube play through and beat it, and it looked fun, so I definitely would like to check it out for myself. Next up, I have a sealed copy of Ghostbusters, the video game remastered, which I'm going to keep this sealed, as I just bought this strictly as a collector's piece because I'm a huge fan of Ghostbusters, and this was my absolute favorite game. I have this on every console. I've got it on Xbox 360, I got Xbox One, I got PS4, I got it on the Nintendo Switch, I got it on Nintendo Wii, the DS, the PSP, the computer, on pretty much every version out there I have for my collection. Love it. It's one of the best Ghostbusters games they've ever made, and it's basically the Ghostbusters 3 movie that we never received. Really cool. You get to play as a new recruit, and all 4 Ghostbusters are in the game. They play as themselves, they voice, it has a great story, and it just feels like a Ghostbusters game should be. Really good game. Next up, I've got the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy, which has original Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and 3 from the PlayStation 1 that they re-released and remastered for PS4. Awesome collection of games. Love this. Next up, I have a game here. It's also sealed. This is Chernobyl Light, which this is a cool first-person shooter. Takes place in Chernobyl. Kind of reminds me of like the Stalker series. Heard really good things about this one. I've not got a chance to play. I would like to. Now, it was released for the Xbox consoles as well. However, it's digital only. It was only released physically for PS4, so really happy to have that in the collection. Next up, we have Assault Suit Lanos, which this is a really cool side-scrolling mech game. I played a little bit of it. I got this at one of my local game stores for a really good price. Had kind of a small print run, so I'm glad that I picked it up when I did. Really cool game. I have the PlayStation Hits version of God of War. And you guys will see another version of this that I have later on. Next up, we have Detroit Become Human, another PlayStation exclusive. This is a really heavily story-focused base game. My brother absolutely loved it. He said that I would really enjoy it, and so he gave it to me after he beat it. I am looking forward to eventually playing it, as it does look fun. Next up, we have a copy here of Rico, which this is a cel-shaded first-person shooter. I got brand new. I got a copy for myself and for my buddy Dean. He's the one who told me about it, and I checked out video and it looked awesome. So when I picked up a copy for him, I got one for myself as well, and I would like to eventually play through it. I know there's a sequel to this, but I've heard really bad things about it, but I still plan to eventually at least rent the sequel just to see how it is. But it's really cool. Gotta have that one. Natural Doctrine, an NIS title. This is another exclusive for PlayStation. I got it at one of my local game stores. Just looked really cool. Checked out some gameplay and stuff, and it's definitely one I would like to eventually play and beat. Looks great. Next up, we got Zombie Vikings Ragnarok Edition. It includes exclusive content where you get to play as a zombie/Viking, and it's all co-op action, 1 to 4 players. Just a really interesting and really cool game. Next up, another exclusive for PlayStation 4 is Bloodborne, which this is a From Software game, so a Souls game, you know, so like your Dark Souls and Demon Souls and stuff, except this one's even more difficult than the Dark Souls and Demon Souls games were, as the enemies you fight eventually mutate and get even stronger. I have not played this one, but I would like to eventually play it because I have been playing Elden Ring this year, and I would like to beat that one, and then eventually I want to go through and try to beat this one, as I've heard really, really good things about this from my brother, as he's the one that gave me this. Looks really awesome. Next up, I have the Day 1 edition of Dragon Quest Heroes, The World of Trees Woe and Blight Below. And it also includes a slime weapon set, a PlayStation exclusive. This looked pretty cool. My brother gave it to me after he beat it, so I would like to eventually check it out. It does look cool, though. Next up is Neo from Team Ninja. This is another game that plays like a Dark Souls type of game, of that kind of difficulty. But I've heard really good things about this, and it's one I would love to eventually play and beat it. Next up, another exclusive title for PlayStation is Killzone Shadowfall, which I love the Killzone games. Have not got a chance to play this one. This is another one that I got from my brother, but I am looking forward to playing through this one, as I love the Killzone series. But I want to go back and play through Killzones 1, 2, and 3, and then eventually play through this one. Alright, now we'll get into some of the little collector's editions I have. Now, I don't have a huge collector's edition collection for PlayStation 4. And that's mostly for my Xbox 360 and Xbox One, but I do have some for PS4. So first up, I do have the Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, the Essence of Art edition, which came with some art stuff. Pretty cool. Love the Yakuza series, but I have not got a chance to play this one yet. This is still brand new and sealed, but I have the Yakuza Remastered Collection. This is the big box edition. It has 2 discs, a digipack, collectible Yakuza 5 case, or I think it's a case. No, it's got Yakuza 5 in it. The case, yeah, the case for PlayStation 3. So, because it was originally released digital only, so now you have a little empty case for your collection, and then it's got I think it's got a couple other little things in there. But you get Yakuza 3, Yakuza 4, and Yakuza 5. So really awesome collection. I got this brand new on day 1 because I pre-ordered it. Really happy to have that in the collection. Next up, I have Yakuza Kiwami 2. This is the Steelbook edition. There is a regular version of this, but I wanted to get the Steelbook one. It's pretty hard to find. Really glad that I got this one. Awesome game. Great remake of Yakuza 2 from PS2. And then I also have Yakuza, the Kiwami edition, and this is also a Steelbook. Really awesome. Got that great dragon on the back. Love this series. Definitely want to beat them all on PS4. Really good games. And next up we have Yakuza 0. This is the one I'm currently working on, about halfway through this game. So these are really, really long games if you want to do everything to them. Tons and tons of hours. All the games will keep you busy. They're actually working on releasing the 8th Yakuza game in the series, so that's really cool. Love these games, and this is the prequel to the series. You get to play as Kazuma Kiryu, and you also get to play as Goro Majima. Really good game. Highly recommend this one as well. Next up, I have the Black Edition of Daymare. It's still brand new and sealed. It comes with character cards, a collectible pin set, and a sticker set that I got brand new from GameStop. There is a sequel to this that is coming out, I think the end of next month. But sadly, the Xbox versions got canceled for some reason, so I gotta go to GameStop, and I'm going to get the collection edition of the second game, Daymare 1994 Sand Castle or something like that, and I'm just gonna have to get the PS4 version now, so I have the sequel to this on PS4 as well. Also got the Uncharted 4 Thief's End Collector's Edition that I got from my brother. It comes with the game, it comes with a collector's steelbook, a 48-page hardcover mini art book, a Naughty Dog sticker sheet, and some kind of multiplayer bonus. So really cool to have that in the collection. It was a great gift for my brother. And then I also got this really cool, I had to get this off of eBay. I got it for a really good price, and I always wanted to add this to the collection, but I've not been able to find it for a good price. I'm glad I did. But this is a Yakuza 6, The Song of Life After Hours Premium Edition, which comes with this big outer box. It comes with the game. It comes with some whiskey stones, which you can then freeze. Also comes with 2 whiskey cups, a coaster, and it comes with a collectible art book. So really cool. Love the Yakuza series, so I had to have this collector's edition in my collection. Alright guys, I got one more little area of a couple other collector's edition I would like to share with you guys, so give me a moment and I'll show you guys those. Alright, and I have a couple of my big collector's edition over here. I have the God of War Stone Mason edition, still brand new and sealed. Really cool collection, comes with a great statue and some little collectibles, steelbook and stuff. I got that clearance at one of my local game stores. I think it was only like 60 bucks, really good price. And then I also got the Ni no Kuni 2 Collector's Edition. That is also brand new, that I got at one of my local game stores, also on clearance for a really good price. Don't have a whole lot of Collector's Edition for the PlayStation 4, but I do love Collector's Edition, and there are a few more for the PS4 that I would like to eventually add to my collection. Alright guys, so there was my updated PlayStation 4 collection. I have 70 games in my PS4 collection. Now it's not my largest collection, as for 8th gen, my main console to play has always been the Xbox One, but I do love the PlayStation 4 for its exclusive titles, as there are a lot of games that were only ever released on PlayStation 4, or they only got physical released versions on PS4, where the Xbox One only got a digital version, and you guys know I love my physical copies. Now, I also don't have a huge collection of collector's editions, but I would like to get some more collector's editions for my PlayStation 4 console, as I really do love the console, and I am going to start working on building up its library, as titles for the PS4 have become really cheap now, as we're transitioning to PlayStation 5, so people are getting rid of a lot of PS4 titles, so now's a great time to build up your PS4 collection. If you guys do have a recommendation for a game for PS4 you think I might enjoy, let me know, as I'm always looking for new games to play and experience. I'd love to know about if you guys liked any of the games I shared with you today. Maybe there's something you liked about them, that you played. If you guys have a collection video up of your own PS4 collection, let me know, as I would love to check it out. So please share the link with me. Love to check out your guys' PS4 collection, and maybe I'll see some titles that I should add to my collection. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care. You guys have an amazing day, and Sleepy will see you next time.